The avoidant person operates from a psychological framework where their sense of control and emotional safety depends on maintaining distance and dictating the terms of connection. They become accustomed to partners who pursue, reach out, and maintain the relationship's momentum while they respond selectively and withdraw strategically. When someone abruptly ceases all contact, it creates a seismic shift in the avoidant person's internal landscape that unfolds through distinct psychological phases. This withdrawal triggers responses they cannot consciously control, forcing them to confront emotions and needs they have spent years suppressing and denying. Initial relief and validation of their narrative. The avoidant person first experiences profound relief when contact stops, interpreting the silence as confirmation that they were right to maintain emotional distance. They feel vindicated in their belief that relationships require too much effort and that people eventually give up when their needs are not met. This initial phase reinforces their defensive narrative that they are better off alone and that their former partner was too needy or demanding for sustainable connection. They enjoy the absence of pressure, expectations, and emotional demands that characterize the relationship. Their nervous system relaxes as the constant vigilance required to maintain boundaries and resist intimacy finally ceases. They convince themselves that the relationship's ending proves their superiority and emotional strength, interpreting their partner's withdrawal as evidence of weakness rather than self-respect. This relief provides temporary comfort while masking the deeper psychological process beginning beneath their awareness. Confusion, when expected, pursuit never comes. The avoidant person begins experiencing confusion and cognitive dissonance when days and weeks pass without any attempt at contact. They expect their former partner to eventually break silence, reach out, or make another bid for connection. When this pursuit never materializes, it disrupts their understanding of relationship dynamics and their own significance. They find themselves in unfamiliar territory where their withdrawal has not triggered the anxious pursuit they unconsciously anticipated and even desired. This absence of pursuit forces them to question whether they mattered as much as they assumed. The silence communicates something their former partner's words never could, that they have become genuinely optional rather than essential. This realization creates psychological discomfort as their sense of control evaporates. They can no longer regulate their anxiety through strategic withdrawal because there is no one left to withdraw from or to witness their indifference. Delayed grief and unexpected longing. The avoidant person experiences a delayed emotional response as the reality of permanent loss penetrates their defensive barriers. Weeks or months after contact ceased, they find themselves unexpectedly missing their former partner, remembering positive moments they dismissed during the relationship, and feeling grief they could not access while connection remained available. This delayed processing reveals that their emotional system operates on significant lag, with feelings surfacing only when they no longer pose immediate threat to their autonomy. They begin recognizing the value of what they lost only after it becomes irretrievable. The person who once felt suffocating now appears in memory as someone who offered rare acceptance and patience. They experience painful irony as they finally access genuine desire for connection with someone who has genuinely moved beyond caring. This grief often intensifies when they realize their defensive patterns consistently destroy what they actually want, creating a pattern of loss that spans their entire relational history. Desperate attempts to test continued relevance. The avoidant person may begin making subtle attempts to gauge whether they still occupy space in their former partner's mind and heart. They might view profiles, react to content, or create opportunities for accidental contact. These behaviors represent their attempt to restore some sense of control and significance without risking the vulnerability of direct communication.